Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Hello, farmers. Welcome back to Ravenport. It's early morning. Sun's out, and I got a few jobs to do today. Nothing too important. One thing I will tell you, we're not buying anything today if we don't have to. That's for darn sure. Not that I could, because the most I could have right now is the $35,130 that we got. I cannot borrow any more money. Our loan's maxed out at $2.185 million. If we go into the money chart, which I was just looking at, and I'll get into a minute while I was looking at it, we're paying almost 12 grand now for our loan. Yeah, so that kind of burns. But the reason why I was in here looking, of course, I got the the horse helper mod going, and I wanted to see how much it would charge me. Now, at 11 o'clock at night, the horse helper will, train your horses. So if we go to down to our horses, they're all at 15%. And so he trained them all. Now, we did ride, oddly enough, yesterday. And he's still at 15%. So riding him, and then the horse helper is not going to, you can't get double training out of it. So we figured that out. The other thing the horse helper does not do, it does not clean the horse. So yesterday was kind of filthy. So I had to clean the horse. And of course, when he's filthy, he was only worth like $7,200. So I cleaned him up. And now he's worth the $79.26 like all the other horses are. Like that. So I was trying to figure out, well, what did he charge me? And I could not find it anywhere roughly where it should be. I thought it would be under wage payments because that's what it is. And yes, I do have almost $4,300 here, but that we did a lot of work in yesterday with workers. I got a funny feeling the payment's going to be under other, because you can see all my other payments under other is rather small. And then you get to this wonderful payment right here. So I'm not quite sure what that is. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, at 16 horses, if they do charge me $300 a piece, that'd be $4,800. So, is that right? Yeah, $4,800. It could be, maybe it's more than that. Maybe, well, if you double it, 4,800 would become, and then if you triple it, then it's way over. So, yeah, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Maybe I'll get a better idea in the next day what's going on. But anyways, that's the update in the horses. Yes, the horse trainer is working. All the horses are trained. I don't know how much you're getting paid. I was watching the upper right-hand corner when it hit 11 o'clock at night. It showed nothing. When it hit midnight, it just showed me my loan interest and the property maintenance fee. But I have fertilized these fields here. But as you can see, we have a weed problem. And they are in the first growth stage. So I got to take care of the weeds with the weeder, which would be free or cheaper because I don't have to use herbicide. And same with those fields. They got weeds in them as well. I have already done field number 6. Oddly enough, for some reason, the weeds just came. No, that's the wrong button. The weeds just came fast and furious on us. So I had to weed this field. But the first thing I want to do today is, yes, this needs another stage of fertilization. And I want to do it before they get any taller because then it just gets harder to see. Just like when I thought, well, I did do the job in field 8. So I did, luckily enough, because we would have been down to like $5 grand at most that we could have. So I'm glad I did that job while the John Deere seeded this field with soybeans. So our first stage of work today. Yes, I'm unfolding it. Oh, I already tried turning it on. I'm smacking buttons left and right to get going. So basically our job is just to make sure our fields are ready to go to harvest. I have not looked at the grass field yet today to see how much it grew overnight. And I also got to clean out the animals as well. They're rather dirty. The horses don't get dirty at all for some reason. That's fine. Well, in a way they do get dirty. If you ride the horses, you'll have to clean them. With a horse helper, I assume the horse helper rides and cleans them himself, maybe. That's what he does. I don't know. But no way in heck am I going to be riding 16 horses every day for 5 minutes apiece. Yikes. That's a long time, and they are talking about extending how long you have to ride them to train them up. Because let's face it, I mean, you are going to make money off the horses. Pretty much. And when I mean make money off them, you're going to make money. Money. So you can see the sheep there. They got tons of grass. Yeah, it is grass. I didn't put hay in there. But they got tons of grass that's laying in by the trough. So we got to clean that up. We got to clean the chickens up when we go back. When we go back, though, I'm going to bring the weeder with us. So you can take care of the weeds. And yes, we'll take a peek at our grass field to see what it's doing. That's the only thing about grass on the map. So like if you have a grass field, of course when you go to your field page, the map page, you want to look at how things are growing. Most people, and I think actually in game standard, it comes with the grass turned off because it's going to show you grass everywhere on the map. And when you have that turned on, that map just looks like a 3-year-old colored everywhere on it. It's just, oh yeah, it's maybe, I don't want to say it's difficult to read the map, but it's not easy on the eyes. So it's hard to tell what growth stage it's on because you turn grass off. So when you go to the field stats, it won't show you exactly what it's doing anywhere. So the only thing I can really do is kind of peek at it. And actually from this distance, I can't really see what it's doing either. So I definitely want to fertilize this before this gets any taller because I won't be able to see where the heck I've been. Field 8 was rather difficult. And I still wish that they would come up with like a chime or something when you get done with the contract. I kept going and I'm like, I'm not sure what other part of the field. I was getting ready to check the map to see what parts I've missed because I couldn't see what I was doing. That crop was so tall. I could not see exactly what I've done. And I said, well, I'll just try to guesstimate my way around. And apparently I did pretty well. Because when I went to, as I'll check the map, of course it brought me up right to the contract page and it says contract complete. I said, I never even saw in the upper right hand corner, which it will tell you when you're done with the job. But of course they made it come up as the color green. And you can imagine, look at the field like this, full of crops that's green. When that message comes up, it's going to be hard to see. So I missed it and I was like, oh, I completed, it said completed. I'm like, oh, I completed it at some point. I just wasted a little extra fertilizer, but really I made probably 23 grand on that field. I think I did end up paying 5 grand for fertilizer to refill the tank. But they did pay me almost 28 grand to do it. So I was more than happy to. But I really don't want, I try not to do contract jobs anymore just because, I want to work on my own stuff. Working for someone else sucks. So basically the only thing I think I got planned for this episode is, yes, we're going to fertilize, like I said, and then we got to go over and weed our fields, and we'll check up on our grass field. I think the grass field mowing will be the next episode. So we'll mow that field and bring over to the BGA. That's where I'm really going to miss course play because, yeah, I guess I got to do all the compacting myself, and that's going to be a lot of grass. And I don't have, the best thing I think I got is going to be the John Deere. That's going to be the best thing that we got to compact that grass with. Now, obviously, I could probably lease something, but let's face it. I don't have the money anymore. I spent money everywhere in the past couple episodes. And I think it's time that we start not buying stuff for a while. Pay off some of this loan. Of course, the BGA is going to be very helpful with that in about 2 days' time, roughly. So obviously, next episode, I don't know when that grass field is going to be ready. But when it is, a day after we put it in the BGA and cover it, it'll be silage. And hopefully we'll have a good price on silage by then. I haven't had time to even bring the bison over to the chicken farm because those fields should be ready first. By a good 12 hours or so. Something like that. And I definitely don't try to work in the night anymore unless it's harvesting or something that you could easily see, because at night it's not the easiest. Also, I noticed when I was doing some stuff at night, I don't know if it's with patch 1.2, but I remember getting out of the tractors or turning the engine off with the lights on, and lights would automatically turn off. Well, they're not doing that anymore. And I don't know if that's I don't know. I'll have to try it again here. When I get done fertilizing here, which is pretty soon. Let me see. Let me turn the lights on now. And when I get down here, I'll turn the fertilizer off. We'll turn the engine off and see if the lights go out. I did have to restart the game because it was acting weird, so maybe that was part of it as well. When I was on the map, I couldn't zoom in or out with the mouse, but I could with my pedals on the G27 wheel. Alright, so we're done with that. So if I turn the engine off, engine's off, out of the vehicle, and the lights are staying on now, so that could have been a bug that they had fixed, or maybe they had some players saying, you know, maybe some players would like to have the lights with the vehicles help them at night work. And the only way they could be able to do that now would be to keep the engine running. They're like, hey, we want, you know, free lights from our vehicles without using fuel. So I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, and while I'm here as well, seeing what I did... Oh, I dropped the wrong thing. That's what I wanted to drop. But as for the terrain tool, I don't believe I have, but repainted surfaces. But apparently if you repaint grass somewhere, the grass doesn't grow. I think I've been told that by a couple people. I've re-terraformed, so hopefully this area where I re-terraformed, re-leveled, the grass will grow. But as I'm looking at it, you see right now I'm not seeing... It's almost like the grass has not grown, although it's only been... I don't know when that was now. I don't know. So just keep that in mind if you're using 1.20 with the terraforming. But then again, we do have to realize this is in beta still, I believe. Can I zoom down so I can see what the heck I'm doing with my shovel? So I'm stuck on the food trough. There we go. Yeah, that's a much better job today, Peanut, at cleaning that up. Holy smokes. Actually, have we gained more sheep yet? We were at 12 apiece. Where are we at with the sheep? Hey, we're at 13 apiece. There we go. Cleanliness should pick up. They could probably use a couple more bales. But they're fine for now. I got more important things to do, like get those weeds out of the field. I want to get the weeds before they get bigger, and I have to use herbicide. So let's go up and see what the grass field looks like after a full night. Hopefully we can see it better. I've yet to be there today. And the one thing I'm trying to keep myself from doing, but I am checking the mod hubs kind of every day, looking for a decent truck. There are some okay trucks out there. The in-game trucks aren't bad, but this is not, you know. I guess I've been spoiled in FS17. I love that Volvo I was using. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out my Pacific Northwest series, and you can see my Volvo truck that I was using. Very nice interactive controls and nicely done. So now I'm trying to, I don't know, maybe trying to find a truck that's kind of similar to that or not. I can see I missed a weed. Let's get out and inspect the field here. We can see the grass here is still taller than the grass here. So what I was saying before about turning grass on. Hey, my mouse wheel works now. So this is what your map looks like. And of course, if you come over here, you can turn each individual crop off. So if I turn oats off, so watch field 8, boom, color goes away. So right now grass is turned off, but when I turn grass on, boy, you got color everywhere. Especially when you go here. Actually, it says my grass is ready to harvest. But that's not what I have planned doing in this episode. Not that I have time. I wish it would tell you. So right now, like if I go turn grass off, and then when I go to growth stage, it won't show me the growth stage in my field, which kind of sucks. But yeah. Too bad I can't crouch. Actually, it does look like it's the same height as this field here. So yeah, next episode, which will be in a couple in-game hours, just won't be this episode, because I definitely got to take care of the weeds. Yeah, we'll be mowing around here, and we'll be using our new loading wagon. So basically, at about, I don't know, noon in the next in-game day, we should be selling some silage. And here I have a nice garage, and I'm about to just put that there. Yep, that's what I'm doing. And I decided to leave the lights on in the garage at all times because when you come here at night, it's just easier. Alright, so I'm going to get this weeder hooked up. We're going to head back to the chicken farm. I think we'll clean some chickens out. And then we'll get to weeding a little bit. Actually, I get to be weeding a lot. And that's pretty much all I have planned for this episode at the moment. Because yeah, we can't buy nothing, and I'm trying not to do contract jobs, like I said. Just start working our own fields. Maybe we'll it's not bad to browse a catalog now and then and circle some things that you may want. Yeah, so that's how tall the crop was in field 8, and I was trying to fertilize them. Like, I can't see where I've been. But anyways, I'll see you at the chicken farm shortly. And I wasn't kidding when I said we'd be right back with you shortly, because it was rather shortly. So the one thing I'll be interested to see is when I do cut the grass field. Now, I did fertilize that before I planted the grass seed, so I'm wondering if it's going to be like FS17, where it'll hold one stage of fertilization. Or am I going to have to replant grass? I have no idea how that's going to work. My first time doing grass. Well, I can't pick up any more because my shovel's full. Yeah, but hopefully, you know, that BGA is going to, I mean, if I get to do that every 2 days, and yeah, this farm's going to be growing rather fast. The one thing I haven't seen yet, because I do want to get into some cows, obviously, is, I think they're back to calling it total mixed rations, or is that, are they calling it power food now? I don't know. Great, now I'm curious. Animal pens, does it say cow pasture? No, where does that? Information. Animals, cows. Yeah, so they call it TMR, total mixed rations. It wasn't last year, it was power food. So total mixed rations. I haven't seen a TMR modded mixer yet like we had in 17, the placeables, which is fine. I don't mind doing it manually like that, but if I do it manually, I'm gonna have to get one of the biggest mixer there is, which means I would like a bigger shovel, because we're not going to be making bales. We're going to have the swaths. So what I can do is, you know, load it to loading wagon. The loading wagon can dump on the ground, and I could use a bucket to dump it in. I have seen some buckets out there. It's got to find one for me. Alright, I think I'll go drop off this front loader. No, that's wrong. That's right. There we go. So hopefully next time at midnight I can take a look at our financial situation again and try to see where this horse helper money is going. I guess what I could do is just before 11 o'clock look at the financial page, and then after 11 o'clock look at it again. I can probably see where it went. Alright, let's go take out some weeds. Well, I'm not really sure how it's going to be showing on YouTube, but I'm not having too much of a difficulty seeing where the weeds are. But this is the first time I had the weeds in this patch. In the previous patch, it didn't seem like the weeds are coming back as fast. In this patch, now I realize I didn't actually spray herbicide or use a weeder on them. When the weeds were in this field last is when I planted and sowed the field. So basically I was just pushing the weeds back in, I suppose. But now that we are actually taking care of the weeds, I'm hoping they don't come back every time. That might be just a little bit too much. But after weeding this much, I am thinking about how much is that big weeder going to cost? Because that might be something we purchase with the sale of the silage in a couple episodes. After the harvester, that's for sure. That bison does fine, but I think it's time that we get ourselves a decent harvester. Because with a decent harvester, I will harvest, not hiring someone to harvest. But I do want to check the price of silage at the BGA, because if the price is really crappy, when I can't really, we can just see what the price is today, but the price of the silage is going to be what's going to be in-game tomorrow. Of course, we'll be cutting the field in the in-game today. So the price could change by tomorrow at this time. But at least we'll have a rough idea where it is. It's been in the mid 300s for like a day and a half or so. I kind of liked it when we bought the BGA and it was at 500. So I've been trying to figure out what the high and low price of it is. It's one thing I noticed about 19 on the economy page. I haven't really seen, it's not like in 17 when the prices turn green, let you know it's a good price for that. And if it's in red, it's a bad price for that. And of course, if it's in blue, it's in high demand. But also, I noticed when I played 17, just because it was in great demand doesn't mean it was always really the best price you've seen either. But the money situation that we're in, it may be the matter of, well, it doesn't really matter what the price is of silage. We're selling it at that moment to get the price. Unless when the silage is ready and the price is going up, it's like, yeah, we'll wait until that price peaks and then we'll start selling it. And then we'll get to try Stevie's belt and see if that works. So hopefully that doesn't disappoint me tomorrow, because if it doesn't work, by tomorrow, our money situation is going to be even worse. Because I already know I'm going to lose 12 grand for a loan. So I'll bring us down to about 23,000 left. And I really don't know how much the horse helper is actually charging us. I was told it was $300 per horse. But I think it might be more than that. I don't know. Can't say because I can't really... Nothing popped up on the screen to let me know how much they were charging me. I don't remember. I gotta see if I can find that mod again. It's probably so far down the page list. I'll have to double check to see what it said. But at least we're just about done weeding our fields. So all of our fields should be weed free until we harvest them. They're all fully fertilized. And our grass field is actually ready for harvest. And really, every 2 days, I'm going to have to cut that field. I hope I can still hire a helper to mow that grass, which I should be able to because it's an actual field. So basically, what I can do is I can mow around the edges of the field where the helper won't go. That way, they won't crush the crop outside the field. And then we can just put the Big M on the field and hire a helper. And then we can go around with the John Deere and the new loading wagon and pick up the grass and bring it to the BGA and kind of compact it. That's interesting. I can actually fold the weeder and it doesn't lift it up. Did not know that. I'm trying to figure out where I want the weeder. Let's see. I think I'm going back with the Massey Ferguson anyways, and I think I'll bring it back to the other place because down here we do got the sprayer with herbicide in it, so if worse comes to worse, yeah, I'll have at least one weed begoner, if you will, at both sections of the map. So I'm just curious if we go to the economy page. Silage. Yeah, the biogas plant's been staying kind of low, which I'm not happy about. I thought the silage price should be better than the barn market price. Tells you I don't know nothing. So this is the good thing when we get cows. This is why we're going to cows by the BGA. Manure and liquid manure we can bring to the BGA. And that price is starting to change as well. $3.60. That price is the same. Soybeans doesn't matter because that field's not going to be ready for a couple of days. I was like, whoa, look at the price of wool. That's cotton. Wool price is actually pretty decent, but I don't have enough wool to even bother with the trip. But the other thing I want to look at is, I think the next field we'll purchase, and this is probably going to be a while. Actually, it's not that bad of a price, $428 for that field. And then this field is $847. I think this would be a good place like to put, maybe I could put the cows here, but it's not, it's not too far. I would probably like to actually put the cows right here next to the BGA, but and maybe put the pigs over here. May have a couple thing of pigs in the future. I don't know. Planning too far ahead. Need to keep it simple. Oh, that's right. I want to look at the weeders. And weeders. I don't know if it'll be under crop. No, it's not under crop protection, I don't believe. I know I'm looking right at it. There it is. Actually, 45 grand is not that expensive. And it only takes 120 horsepower to do so. And our Massey Ferguson is, just under. The one thing I don't know is, I may have to bring the case over. Maybe I'll do that now, and we'll call it an episode. Does the case... I don't know if the case can take narrow tires. Well, one way to find out. Yeah, it looks like the case needs to be repaired anyways. I don't want to put narrow tires on it, but I just want to see if it can take narrow tires. I want to say no. Before I forget, we'll repair it. Spend more money. Customize. Okay, those are weird. It will take narrow tires, so that's good. So that could be something I do in the future. But I do see, though, I can't put a front loader on this either. Just trying to figure out some things in the future how I can, because obviously our Massey Ferguson won't have enough horsepower to pull that big weeder along. That's all I was looking at. I don't think I need to hook up to water in it, so you can be parked right here. So we go to our field page. So these fields here are growing, that one's growing. Looks like everyone's field's almost in the same cycle. Kind of weird. Fully fertilized, no weeds. Our grass field's right here. That is ready for harvest. And that is looking very weird. So, not really sure. Maybe that they're actually working the field right now as we speak. I don't know. But I do believe that's going to do it for this episode. But do stay tuned, because the next episode, it's going to be a grass episode. We're going to be cutting some grass. I don't even know where yesterday even is. That's yesterday. I knew it was nothing more than a silver horse, but there's only two of them. But that's yesterday. Hey, buddy, what's up? You guys are going to make me some cash in a few days. I thought about naming the horses, but I said, geez, if you name all 16 horses, you only got them for if you have the horse helper, you only got them for 10 days. And then you go a whole new batch. Yeah, so these fields should be ready in a couple days, probably the same time the BGA is. We'll have our hands full the next couple of episodes. But yes, that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. I appreciate you watching as always. And I'll see you next time in Ravenport. But until then, have a good one.